heard from victims and survivors. Joining me now with the courts, law enforcement, we have people who really are on the front lines. To my right, Sergeant Angela Clayton, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. She works with the Domestic Violence Unit. Judge Katrina Ross, thank you for joining us, a district judge here in Jefferson County, and Megan Stahl with the YWCA, who works with victims day in, day out. We want to talk to you guys about the next part of this equation, stopping domestic violence before it starts. The DV unit, you guys get those first calls. You're out there.
Yes, ma'am.
What happens?
Well, we first get the cases that patrol brings us. We may be called out. The first step is to get to the victim before that honeymoon state comes into play.
Honeymoon state is that point where they ask for forgiveness and then the victim says, okay, it's okay.
Buy gifts, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We first want to make sure the victim's safe.
You're trying to get them to the courts in front of a judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you can do what?
Well, I can do only hear the case. But what she wants to do, she wants to get to that victim before the honeymoon stage is over with. Because what happens is, it's best to prosecute at that time. Domestic violence is the only crime that two people are in love with each other. They care about each other. And that victim doesn't want you to actually prosecute him to the fullest. What they want you to do is fix the situation.
And so how difficult does that make it for you, Megan? Because the women who come to you all are trying to get out, but they're conflicted about getting out?
Yeah. So really what it's all about is just kind of providing the information, providing those options, and letting them know where it can get if it does spiral out of control. Letting them know if they do return that there still are resources available, and there are always resources available.
And that's kind of difficult, I think, sometimes for viewers to hear, because people think, well, we'll just get out. But this idea that, oh, well, there are resources to help you be able to stay safely, is enough of that information getting out about educating people, the people who could be the bystander in helping someone? Because sometimes they're the only ones who know what's going on.
And that's true. But I think a lot of times what we do as a community is ask, why does she stay? Instead of asking, why does he leave, why does he hit? I think if we can clarify that issue, then we will have a better result in the situation.
Because sometimes you guys get out there and people don't want to sign the arrest warrants.
Well, the majority of the time now, we really don't need them to sign it. The officer can do it himself. But the biggest thing is to get them to call, to get them, even a neighbor, a friend. There are some people that you see certain signs. Your friend may have scratch marks on her neck, on her forearm, bruises, and you know that this is happening. It's best that we get our friend aside and just explain to him there are resources for you.
And that's what Mr. Wilkes was saying. Just butt in. Just tell them. Just real quickly, each of you, what's the word you want to leave with our viewers tonight in light of what's been happening in our county, in Jefferson County?
That there is hope. Hope. There are options.
That safety is the most important thing. And that we must know that we're affecting families in this situation. And so first we want them to be safe, and then we want them to get help.
I think that safety is key, and that children are being put into place as protectors for their mother. They are the ones that are calling 911. They are the ones that are trying to get the offender off their mother. You have children 6, 7, 8, 9 are trying to hitting the offender with a phone, just trying to get him to stop abusing the mom. The kids are suffering in this situation as well.
They really are the victims, and we're seeing more and more of that. Many children witnessing the deaths of their parents. Stay with us. We'll be back. When we come back, we will have someone who intervenes with those people who are the aggressors out there. Don't forget, we're streaming Facebook Live right now with stakeholders, including psychologist Dr. Josh Claypo, victims advocate Sonny Slaughter. They're talking with other guests, community stakeholders who are standing up and saying enough with the domestic violence. Let's do what we can as a community. And don't forget, if you know someone who needs help, we have a number for you. It's a 24-hour domestic violence hotline. And when we come back, a special tribute later in our program that you don't want to miss.